Scene script. Have you ever wondered if you can make up for lost sleep? This is a question that has puzzled many of us, especially after those nights when we've stayed up a bit too late, or when life's demands have robbed us of our much-needed rest. Sleep, you see, is not just a passive state where we lay our heads down and close our eyes. It's an active and vital process that affects every aspect of our health and well-being. It's the time when our bodies repair themselves, our minds process the events of the day, and our energy reserves are replenished. It's as crucial to our survival as food and water. Yet, in our fast-paced world, sleep often takes a back seat. We push ourselves to the limit, burning the candle at both ends, believing that we can simply catch up on our sleep later. But is this really true? Can we actually compensate for lost sleep? The idea of catching up on sleep is a common one, but it's also a bit of a misconception. This belief often leads to erratic sleep schedules, with people depriving themselves of sleep during the week and then sleeping in on the weekends. But does this really help? Before we answer that, let's consider what happens when we don't get enough sleep. We've all experienced the short-term effects, feeling groggy, irritable, unable to focus. But chronic sleep deprivation can have far more serious consequences, affecting everything from our mental health to our physical health and even our longevity. So, what's the verdict? Can we hit the snooze button on our sleep debt? Can we make up for those lost hours of sleep by sleeping in on the weekends or taking a long nap? Or is the damage done irreversible? The answer to these questions is not as straightforward as we might like. The science of sleep is complex, and there's still much we don't understand. But what we do know is that sleep is not a luxury. It's a necessity. So can we really make up for lost sleep? Let's dive into the science behind it. Scene script. Sleep is a complex biological process, not just a simple off switch for our bodies. You see, when we sleep, we cycle through different stages, each with its own unique characteristics. These stages, namely light sleep, deep sleep, and REM, rapid eye movement sleep, play distinct roles in our overall health and well-being. Light sleep helps us transition into deeper stages. Deep sleep is when physical restoration occurs, and REM sleep, when most dreaming happens, is crucial for memory consolidation and mood regulation. Each cycle takes about 90 minutes, and we need several of these cycles each night for optimal functioning. Disrupting this pattern, say by pulling an all-nighter or cutting sleep short, throws off this delicate balance. Then, there's the circadian rhythm, our internal biological clock that aligns our sleep-wake cycle with the 24-hour day. It's influenced by environmental cues like light and temperature. For instance, darkness signals the brain to produce melatonin, a hormone that makes us feel sleepy. On the other hand, light suppresses melatonin production, making us feel alert. Now, imagine you're burning the midnight oil, basking in the glow of artificial light. Your brain is tricked into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing melatonin and keeping you awake. And when you finally hit the sack at dawn, your circadian rhythm is thrown out of whack. Other factors can disrupt these processes too. Stress, caffeine, late-night screen time, irregular work schedules, the list goes on. Each interference chips away at our sleep quality and quantity, leaving us feeling groggy and underperforming the next day. But here's the kicker. You can't just sleep in on the weekend and expect to reverse the damage. Our bodies don't work that way. Sleep isn't a bank where you can deposit hours and withdraw them when needed. It's a daily requirement for our bodies to repair, restore, and rejuvenate. Understanding these processes helps us see why making up for lost sleep isn't as simple as it seems. Sleep deprivation impacts us in more ways than just feeling tired. As we delve further into the world of sleep, we uncover a range of effects that sleep deprivation can have on us. These effects aren't limited to just feeling groggy or nodding off during a boring meeting. They span across our cognitive abilities, physical health, mood, and overall well-being. Let's begin with our cognitive abilities. Ever felt your brain working slower after a sleepless night? That's because sleep deprivation can lead to impaired memory, decreased concentration, and slower reaction times. It's like trying to navigate through a thick fog where everything seems a bit hazy and out of reach. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can even contribute to the development of mental health disorders, including depression and anxiety. Now, moving on to our physical health. When we're sleep deprived, our bodies struggle to function optimally. We may experience increased heart rate, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. Our bodies need sleep to repair cells, fight off illnesses, and maintain healthy organ function. So without it, we're leaving ourselves vulnerable to a host of health problems. And let's not forget about our mood. A lack of sleep can make us more irritable, anxious, and less able to cope with stress. It's no wonder that after a restless night, even the smallest annoyances can seem like major catastrophes. Lastly, sleep deprivation impacts our overall health. It increases the risk of developing chronic conditions like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. It can also affect our lifespan. Studies show that getting less than 5 hours of sleep per night increases mortality risk by about 15%. But it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is that by recognizing these impacts, we can take active steps to prioritize sleep and improve our health. After all, sleep isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Clearly, the effects of sleep deprivation are widespread and significant. Despite our best efforts, we can't simply sleep more to make up for lost sleep. Why is this the case, you ask? Well, there are a couple of reasons. First off, we have our natural sleep rhythms, also known as our circadian rhythms. These are our body's internal clocks that regulate our sleep-wake cycles over a 24-hour period. When we try to compensate for lost sleep by sleeping more than usual, we disrupt these natural rhythms. This can lead to feelings of grogginess and disorientation, also known as jet lag. Now, you might be thinking, all right, I'll just sleep more on the weekends then. Unfortunately, it's not that simple. This concept is often referred to as social jet lag, where our sleep schedules during the work week and the weekend are so different that it feels as though we're constantly changing time zones. This continual adjustment can lead to a myriad of health issues, including an increased risk of heart disease and diabetes. The second reason why we can't compensate for lost sleep is that sleep isn't something we can store. Unlike a battery that can be recharged when it's running low, our bodies can't stockpile sleep when we have the chance to use later when we might be running on empty. Research has shown that it takes more than just a few nights of extra sleep to reverse the effects of several nights of sleep deprivation. And even then, the recovery sleep doesn't return us to our full cognitive functioning. This means that even if you sleep for 12 hours to make up for a few late nights, you'll still not perform at your best. And finally, let's not forget the impact on our mental health. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to increased levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. So, while you might be able to push through the physical tiredness, the mental toll is not something to be taken lightly. So it seems that lost sleep is not something we can simply make up for. So, if we can't make up for lost sleep, what can we do? Well, we can adopt strategies that promote better sleep. Firstly, maintaining a regular sleep schedule is crucial. Our bodies thrive on routine, and setting a consistent bedtime and wake time can help regulate our internal body clock. This can lead to better quality sleep. Secondly, creating a restful environment is essential. Make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary. Keep it dark, quiet, and cool. Consider using earplugs, an eye mask, or a white noise machine if needed. Investing in a good quality mattress and pillows can also contribute to a more comfortable sleep. In addition, prioritizing sleep is vital. In our hustle and bustle culture, sleep often takes a back seat. But let's not forget that good sleep is a pillar of health, just like balanced nutrition and regular exercise. So, make sleep a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Lastly, consider adopting relaxation techniques before bed. This could be reading a book, taking a warm bath, or practicing mindfulness meditation. These activities can help signal your body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. What works for one person might not work for another. So, experiment with these strategies and find what works best for you. Implementing these strategies can help us get the sleep we need. Sleep is a vital part of our lives, yet it's often overlooked. We've journeyed through the science of sleep, the impacts of sleep deprivation, and why we can't just make up for lost sleep. We've also shared strategies to improve sleep. It all circles back to one truth. Sleep is not a luxury but a necessity. It's integral to our health and well-being and cannot be substituted or compensated. Remember, prioritizing sleep is prioritizing your health. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.